political space, and it's a very quiet evening in the city of Lagos, quiet Sunday evening to discuss politics, to look as Africans. Major development in our neighboring country, Benin Republic. We've been trying, if you ask me. It was almost as if we were in the decades of something monumental about military incursion in governance in different parts of Africa. Can recheck what exactly is going on. We've reached out to some of our people there, and the reports are not, and that look, it's just a group of renegade soldiers that are trying to disrupt the governance of the country. There are also people who are telling us that, look, it looks as if these soldiers who are currently occupying the national TV station of the country mean business. But again, Barrister Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Mᴜɪᴜ ago, we were talking about Guinea-Bissau. Just on the roundtable, the announcement was made, and we had to have an extensive discussion on what was going on in that particular country. Now, number 6, West Africa. Will it be? Will it not be? Nothing is clear as we speak, even though the reports are showing that, look, presidency in Benin Republic is saying President Talon is safe and the coup has been thwarted. So what are the issues? That will be our first major talking point. And then we'll come back home to talk about the ambassadorial list. A lot of talking points, but the one we will be focusing on this evening is coming from Senator Ali Ndume, who I must say is one of the most vocal senators around what we call federal character. And he's actually advising the president to withdraw the list from the Senate to do the right thing. He's giving his own facts and details we've had to read comes to distribution of these positions following the federal character pattern. Well, we want to ask again, what are these things? Would it be necessarily for the president in choosing people to represent us out there to follow the federal character pattern? Is there anything really to it? We look at that list a second time or one more time. Of course, we've had to talk about that particular president must not ignore in nominating people to represent him and the country as ambassadors. And then finally, we go to Osun State. Major developments happening in Osun politics. The PDP has had their own, well, it's still an ongoing drama. Governor Adeleke, as we speak, is a political orphan. He has no political party, at least as at this period. There's a mega shake-up happening in the Accord Party. They have tried to reorganize the party, and from the reports we are getting from the Accord Party, they are at their next meeting in Abuja. They've decided to give waivers to anyone who wants to join the party and run for the governorship seat in Osun State. So a lot of signal.
Joseph is going to join the
well, I don't know whether I should. Joseph is not from Osun State.
No, anything can happen.
Anywhere Belevis. So a lot of speculation around the fact that, look, Governor Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke may just emerge as a candidate of the Accord Party in Osun State. Of course, he tried to join the APC. No go area. ADC is not looking like a party we really want to work with, because there are people who think Adeleke will not see without any federal might dumped on Osun State. So we look at that, but the focus majorly, before we even talk about Adeleke and his aspirant, I've decided to ban 7, leaving only 2. And one of Omisore, who is saying that, look, it's just a joke, taking too far. That, look, if the APC is not careful, they will by themselves just destroy their chances of winning back the governorship seat in that state. We look at what Yola Omisore is saying. What are the issues? Will this in any way affect the chances of the APC next year during the Guber polls? And how can that also help the re-election bid of Governor Adeleke? So we should have a fantastic conversation this evening. Barrister Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the show this evening.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, Nuruddin, how are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, and good evening to all our listeners.
All right, Joseph Folosho, how are you doing?
Well, I am fine. Good evening, Lagos. Good evening, Nigeria.
We will have time to discuss a serious entanglement in Edo State. The fight will not touch on the immediate past governor Obaseki. He's always talking about him. There's a whole lot of talk. And in Shedrack, and there was a lot of revelation. But it is not the focus for today.
I think for me, just for the governor to look inward, it should behave like Obaseki. Because when Obaseki, Lucky Benjo, Chimolo tell them that he has a lot of work.
But probing is not the problem. If you have facts, and there are enough facts on ground to push through with the prosecution. But this is more looking like a pet.
Dodge Philip in a state government for that 8
How do you
years.
prove Obaseki?
I don't know how you are going to dodge
Philip
it.
was the deputy governor.
Forget Philip powerful than many.
Foul theory.
Okay.
You know what is called a foul theory?
Okay.
When the chicken theory.
Okay.
When the chicken is eaten,
Yes.
the one it doesn't like, you usually like to push it
Push it
aside,
aside, yes.
and then continue with the one.
So
it likes.
they can focus on what they want
They
to
can
focus
focus
on.
on
and
what they
just-
want to focus on.
Okay.
Ignore that of Obaseki.
but it's right. I'm sure that look more developments from Edo State, because that appears to be a governor who himself is more concerned about the re-election bid of the president than even performing his job as governor of the state.
Look, I think here is the reality.
Edo State now.
Anywhere people lose focus,
Focus, yes.
on the real issue, they're bound to start pulling from the ground seeds that are not even germinated. You see, if living and all that are just Democrats who are distracted. But that's the reality for most Americans.
Chance, yeah. Not Democrats,
fact,
Republicans, yeah.
The special elections that were won by the Democrats, some of them very poor candidates, they ran on one thing: the cost of living
Cost of living.
for America. They were not distracted by any other issue.
I think my
Woman in Virginia, all of them ran on the fact that this president has not delivered on the promise to lower cost of living
which was a major promise from him.
that he made. People that ought to teach them a lesson when they come to
It
seek.
don't matter. Really.
It don't matter. They only need the people just for affirmation.
At least people voted.
They know.
the,
know how-
the real do is done the way they do it. Well, it's interesting, and we just hope that the Edo people will at least get it right, because it appears that there's a trouble somewhere. Really, I don't know. I've not been able to figure out where the problem is coming from, but with Monday Okpebolo, I think somebody needs to have a personal conversation with him. The level of psychophancy.
Whether they like it or not, they will deal with him.
He had a TV interview, but did you see clips
I
of the
saw
TV?
it.
The interview.
Is it the one he had with the guy from TVC?
Yes.
Or the
Yes.
second one?
The one from TVC.
That one,
No,
yes.
I think I watched the one of the TVC, and I thought that somehow you should have people who are media advisors, communication experts who have told him, hey, don't put this out there.
No, let me
This
tell
is
you.
counterproductive.
Have you seen the video of the governor arriving at a door somewhere
No, he's always with those boys.
where some boys were hailing Messiah?
No, he's always with them. I think they go around with him. Whenever he moves around, they're always with him.
Listen, see. This guy said he was with Tᴡɪᴛᴛᴇ for so many years, and that he learned politics from
Tony
Tᴡɪᴛᴛᴇ.
Anini, yes.
But I
Mr.
think
Fix It.
But I think this stage is just too big for him. And this is what you get. Because even as a senator, I don't think he ever moved the motion in the Senate.
He was
the
just
entire
there.
period that he was there.
Just like Banity.
You understand? So
now becoming a governor.
this is just too much for him.
Overwhelming.
The stage is just too much for him. And I think that in the next 1 or 2 years, there'll be probably a slight adjustment, and he can feel more comfortable on the seat. Because right now he's sitting at the edge, not believing that he's the governor. He's one of the people he was elected to govern.
So why focus on
doesn't
him
matter
as
that
if
he was a former governor.
But at least he's now like a normal person in Edo State that you're supposed to be governor over.
It's just like when he talked about Jᴏɪr,
Yes.
the governor of the equivalent of the governor of Central Bank.
Yes.
He said he cannot even phantom
But that he was the one that
Even the guy
appointed
that
the
was arrested for shooting them.
For this shooting, he said he came in under Canada and Mexico.
Mexico.
To replace NAFTA.
He said he was buying it.
He said he was buying it.
Oh, God, you do it.
I think it's as if they forget what they said before. Okay, look, let's come to my constituency now. The police.
Yes.
The IGP said that they have withdrawn about 11,000
Something.
566.
Yes.
He now said there is a team to be arresting any police that
That does
provide-
not obey that.
So when you say you have withdrawn,
I can link the two.
Okay.
It was in this studio that we said, when you identify a problem in Nigeria,
Yes.
you provide solution.
Yes.
In a week's time, the solution
becomes the problem.
Now, so the IGP is aware.
Okay.
But he said he withdraw. He said there are 11,500.
He has withdrawn.
So the physical withdrawal
it has not happened.
notice has been given.
When I have withdrawn means I've given the order.
I've given the order. Now, he has to physically stop them because there are those who will not
Lucky
even to
to
airport.
enforce the order.
Yes,
I'm
now.
telling you.
Because the report is even that some of these policemen
They are in
now
mufti.
wearing mufti.
No, that's what they do. No, even the way you go to Mopo 2012, they will tell you that, okay, before now, you are, because there was a time that we request for, the issue, there's some of those people that have them. It's a legitimate assignment. Because you pay, you
No, they say the
request for
assignment you hand.
No.
But barrister, if you have paid ahead,
in a year, for a
I
year,
don't know
one
that-
year.
Give you an example.
Yes.
There's a company called Pajeda to the IGP for personnel, police personnel,
protection.
for VIP movement, like
Okay.
workers, like companies like Mobile,
Yeah.
Texaco,
So
and
they
all of that.
they help to now deploy.
Yeah. So they deploy. Now,
That's a breach of contract.
no, he can be given credit. If you are not going to give him a refund, he can be given credit in the sense that when things stabilize and they go back to
But within this period, what happens to what his
VIP.
own
The job of
business?
those
His own business.
well, I think they want to create what I call common security for all of us,
Okay.
and that's the only way we can solve the insecurity problem.
What kind
You
of common
see,
security is that, barrister?
whereby like Senator Ndume was saying,
Yes. You won't see them. They are not even.
our governors,
But you will know somebody is securing.
our governors when they go to the UK,
Yes.
they don't go about with their policemen wearing uniform and all of that.
But they know that.
You, an ordinary person, you can go out anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Dubai, a 4-year-old child can walk 1 a.m.
Ride
outside
bicycle at
and not be
midnight.
around. Look at the panicking in the National Assembly.
Assembly.
Former Deputy Speaker was said, they will kidnap all of us. So we are
Know very well. I have to be monitoring. What they do is this. That is why, if I have to do the analysis of that 11,000 is talk about, I will say the IG is incorrect too.
No,
Because
no.
I did not seem for police officers to go around with you, and the one that is stations to offices, you know they are different.
No,
Yes.
well, the thing is,
They are different. And
if you're a former vice president, former president,
have to be protected by the state.
but they have to be
But doesn't have to
protected
be police.
by a group of individuals.
Okay,
For
the
instance,
VIPs, and they say class of VIP they think should.
self-made VIPs because they have money.
Yeah, those kind of people.
Have you seen the convoy of? You understand?
Yeah.
Look, these are citizens who don't hold any position other than the fact that they are famous. Have you seen an average politician? You see, in other parts of the world, you are given special security based on threat assessment.
Assessment, yes.
For instance, if you are a man like Dangote, Bill Gates drives around in the US himself.
Yeah, and I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 bodyguards, police around him. You don't see army or any. Yeah,
But he pays millions of dollars for his personal security.
handled by private security guards, the companies.
The VIPs, the super rich in this country, can afford to create jobs
For that private protection.
Yes.
For private
By-
protection. And pay for it. You have the money.
They
Yeah.
can even
can
approach the
afford
government for licenses for their guns
Yes.
and make sure they are protected.
And they have money to even spend.
And they have money to spend. But you know what they have decided to do?
you still take out of
Is
out
to
of
leverage on the
police.
small number of policemen.
Give
that
some-
we-
Give some 250,000 every month. Get four
Yeah. So-
get 4 officers.
Now, if you're a policeman, sorry, my brother, if you're a policeman that you are earning, let's say, 120 or 130.
Let's
Too
see.
much. Oh.
No, I'm
Let's
just
see.
giving an example.
You say let's see.
Let's say.
That,
but they will see toy in the activities
but
of.
someone sent a message who says that look, his boss has 2 deployed to the Oga, and I think yearly they do like $1 million or so, just to get it yearly.
Yes.
And that every month
Almost
for
$1 million.
almost $1
900
million, yes, to at least to get that deployment per person. So that means probably we'll be doing almost $2 million for the 2 yearly. Who they pay it to, we don't know.
No, we know the
No,
person
you
they
process
pay
it
to.
for IGP.
Okay,
officer.
for
We
IGP
know those
officer.
people they pay to now.
What he said, Barris, I just want me that is that look, for each of the personnel,
I think that's about the general case.
Yes.
But I know it's like a military zone.
A police
When
station
when he's going out, right, he has 2 hiloses
carrying them.
loaded with policemen. When he's going out, the first hilos will go ahead of him and block the road.
So that they can
so
shoot
that his
something
vehicle
up.
can enter by the other one before he will join the boss,
Yes.
who is in charge of those guys.
Yes.
And then on his own,
he still does.
It's
he
just
pays to
does,
them.
yeah.
And
No,
he gives-
they do that because
and he
of their
gives them
lives.
food.
I know
Food
that.
and
Gives
all
them
that.
food.
So Baisa, you think withdrawing such policemen
is
to now
lucrative
go
to
and
those
feed
people.
bandits?
Those two, if one of them need to go on off,
One
will
will
stand. You
replace
can't say if
Okay,
you
so you
request-
can't need to and pay for
No,
it.
you
Yes,
can't. No,
no,
if
no.
you
must always
pay
pay
for
for
extra.
extra.
You pay
Why
for
this is the money I have paid.
Okay, no worry.
So I know those people that collect.
When
how
we
is
hear the
that
IGP
is-
talking,
No,
when we hear the IGP talking,
It's just-
it's just
Don't worry.
Oga just.
I'm sure it's a matter that we'll discuss extensively. But
There is the policy and there is the practice.
so policy is just a
Okay.
statement.
The fact is, what we need to examine is the policy
Does it
and the
match
practice.
with the practice?
Correct.
Are they matching? Are they missing?
Letter and spirit. Okay.
let's go to the matter of today. Benin Republic, a major development is going on in Benin Republic, and we need to quickly look into what is happening in Benin Republic. You know, for the past 3 years, it's not anything new again to us in Africa, especially when it's a coup. According to the French embassy, there was gunshots at the Camp Guezo near President Talon's official residence in the country's economic capital. The embassy cautioned its citizens in the West African country, soldiers who have called themselves Military Committee for a Foundation, led by Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigri, who appeared on the country's national television to announce the coup, have said that, look, they want to rebuild the country and ensure justice prevails. That's what they are saying. They said that the coup was successful, but the country's foreign minister, Bakari, told the reporters that, look, it has failed and the government is they've kept it under control. Talon is safe. So a lot coming from Benin Republic by Tᴏᴜ Sadiq. But again, it was almost as if we predicted this on the round table. We talked about the fact that, look, I think their term is 5 years each.
Yes.
But again, a major thing happened, I think, in October or November this year, where the constitutional court in the country extended the tenure of. There were also issues of the banning of major opposition politicians in Benin Republic. In fact, as it stands, the anointed candidate of Talon, that's if Talon does not ride on the 7 years to extend his own tenure, because he has consistently said he's not going to run, he's going to abide by the 2 terms limit of the president to contest against. He's a nobody really in the political space. The real ones have all been banned. And so people have said that, look, it was just a matter of time. Something was going to happen in Benin Republic. And today, this has happened. Again, as we speak in this studio, the reports are not in any affirmative terms as to whether the coup has failed or succeeded. We are still monitoring developments in Benin. I think we have to be careful again.
What did he say in his statement?
Well, he's saying that it was a military mutiny and that those guys will soon be rounded up. They have been confined to the TV. You know, so, but again, because of the practice of this profession that says that, look,
fact is fact.
you have to wait for facts. I've tried to look at, major international news networks. None of them have been able to say for sure what has happened. Yes, there was a coup announced this morning. Successful or not, we are not sure of anything yet. But Barrister, lead us into this conversation. West Africa seems, governance in West Africa, Africa at large, is becoming a problem. There seems to be no end to military incursion in governance at this time. What is fueling this?
Okay, so I think that we must all understand there are scripted rules, conditions in the middle of that game. And what we have witnessed in Africa is that politicians or political leaders are tampering with the rules of the game mid games. Okay? And it's so hard and so bad to the extent that the people, the cornerstone of democracy themselves, is it a system of government or an economic system? Because the major promise of democracy is that when you practice democracy well, when you operate by the rules, okay, it is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So the people is now you have a situation where the government that is formed is not formed by the people.
In reality.
In reality. In fact, not as prescribed. In other words, that man became president or became prime minister or became whatever he became
in 2016.
Not because the people themselves willingly gave him that mandate. Then he goes in there. He begins to operate as if, again, it's not the people that gave him the power to operate. And then the things he does are not things that benefit the people. So you see, this in these 3 steps,
there's a problem already.
There's a problem already. The people are already disengaged completely from that process. Look at the case of Benin, for instance, and not only Benin. You're looking at Guinea-Bissau. You look, in fact, ECOWAS
countries, the West African countries, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso,
and especially in the democracy is losing appeal to Africans.
Even the people are no longer.
In Nigeria today, if you were to go out there and speak to the people, democracy in Nigeria for an average citizen. Not too long ago, I think it was under Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes.
That a 63-year-old man from Jigawa allocation to my governor.
I need to
remove my own portion
for me.
I said it directly.
I just I never even see anything. I'm 63 years.
I have never benefited from the government in 63 years of living.
I do everything for
governments in Nigeria.
Why everybody doing their own things?
Yes. No.
So you see, and when these people go there, they just focus on themselves. Who have formed power at any point in time. We're talking about their democracy. 2 terms, maximum 2 terms of 5 years. 10 years.
It's not enough. So it has to be 14 now.
It's not enough. It has to be 14.
Now back in, either they use the courts of the country or they use the National Assembly, Parliament.
This is why we say the most dangerous set of people to democracy are no longer the military.
Take down democracy in their country.
Democracy. And they do that by capturing the referees of democracy. So you find the president, use people who are very knowledgeable about the system
to push it.
People who have been in the system for so long, who know the
loopholes,
and they know how to do it. Okay, look at Nigeria, for instance. You have a president who is in charge, cup of Gary. Because some of the judgments that wants to amend the Nigerian constitution and extend its tenure, you will do it.
We said it before the show. That the way the current National Assembly carries itself,
he will do it.
He will do it.
It's almost as if it's going to be a very
even if he wants to serve forever.
Barrister, I just asked Nuruddin just to buttress what you're saying. What? I know he had to ratify it.
Well, you know there was a law.
Yes, which he ratified.
There was a law that the Muhammadu Buhari didn't implement it. But you know, when you are looking for something,
you will get something to ratify.
You will find it.
So again, why would there be a law, for example,
for a career officer?
Secures
look,
the tenure of a career officer.
I say when you are looking for something, you will find it. If the current president didn't believe it and didn't want it,
it will not fly.
He will not follow that law. There was nobody pointing a gun at him and saying you must
do this.
With that law. There are laws that,
yes.
You know, they almost succeeded in Nigeria here. Under Obasanjo, where the National Assembly members were speaking different languages. The issue was whether there means that man can run for as many times.
And with our flawed democracy, is as good as
like the National Assembly. Someone can become senator or House of Reps members. You have senators who are 50 years who have been there, like Senator Grassley, Chuck Granady that died. He was almost there for 50 years. Joe Biden was in the Senate for 40-something years. But there are those who argue that this brings about institutional stability. You will do that you cannot accomplish within 8 years.
Benin has opportunity for 10 years.
In fact, like I've said in this studio, some of the most consequential presidents in the world, especially in the United States, picture is there, is one of the most consequent. You cannot ignore him when you are mentioning America. Somebody needing so long a time to do. This is why I said President Louis Abinadar of the Dominican limited himself to 2 terms or 4 years. He separated the office of the Attorney General from the presidency, made it independent.
Which is so huge.
We are not even moving.
Look, go and say what?
Do you know that it's only the office of the Attorney General that is listed in the Constitution among the ministers?
Yes.
That the president can appoint?
Yes.
Yes. There he was. A senior advocate of Nigeria, the only one mentioned in the Constitution. The National Security Advisor is not even mentioned in the Constitution. but he's leading the Attorney General of the Federation to engage with a foreign country. Now, the problem is that pliable men, they just wake up and change the rules. Look at what happened in Tanzania. The woman
banned all opposition.
Everybody.
This one also, maybe this one in Talon also, it also did the same thing now.
Look at in Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara. We talked about him. How, as the Prime Minister of the country, he lost to
Gbagbo.
No, not Gbagbo. Of the Congress. Konan Bedie.
Bedie, okay.
Yes. Bedie then said that Ouattara was from Malawi
and was not qualified to run.
So he disqualified him. He was elected president, and then there was a coup led by Robert Gay. Robert Gay eventually disqualified Ouattara again for saying he's from Burkina Faso at that time. Then he allowed Laurent Gbagbo, whom he thought had no chance, and the Ivorians elected Gbagbo. When he then cancelled that election, there was another coup that night that killed Robert Gay, and that was how Gbagbo was sworn in. Gbagbo served his 2 terms
to allow Ouattara to contest to hand over when he lost.
It's another to look at you.
Gbagbo had to be pulled out by force from the president
for Ouattara to become president.
The same Ouattara now is president.
He don't want to live there.
The same thing he has suffered severally.
This is his 4th term as president. He has amended the constitution.
Barrister, is there a problem somewhere?
No.
With Africans, we are in democracy.
No, but it's not only now.
Look, a very classic case
if you go
is this case of Ivory Coast.
If you go to Hungary, for instance, Viktor Orban, look at his party. It's very small party. Fidesz's party.
Yeah, this pro-Russian party.
He had used manipulation, redistricting to ensure
to begin
that
to break
even
down,
when his party captures minority, they still the majority.
So it's not a black African thing.
Go to Belarus. Lukashenko is doing the same thing. But you know, these things also exist in America, but in a very reformed manner.
Look, I know there's a lot of politics around redistricting.
Yes.
Yeah, when it comes to trying to,
what they just finished in Texas. If you're a black man or a person of color, for you to win an election into the House of Reps, you need 2 million votes. But a white man will need 400,000 votes. Because what they have done is to redraw the map of the district in such a way that critical
areas.
These things do happen. Take, for instance, if you go to America, for instance, you now have they are statewide, like they are like governors. You don't have senatorial district in America. Every senator is elected from the state, from the entire state. Now, what happens is that every time you will find out that over 50% of some of these states,
Iowa,
South Dakota, North Dakota, and all of that, they all have 2 senators. You go to Delaware. Delaware has 1.
In Benin Republic, we are still monitoring developments in the country.
What is happening in the Benin Republic is that the outgoing president has a successor. He wants to amend the constitution.
And just a very...
Yes, I will never support any coup.
Of course, yes.
But you know, we have heard from military men themselves, there can't be coups except the conditions exist.
Yes.
And when those conditions exist, these military guys will just come and ride on the wave. The institution is still very fusy. That's all it takes.
Well, it's still politics of what is now an attempted crisis in Africa. They've had very stable transition, really. If you look at President Talon, even from Keruku before Zoglu.
Yes.
It's been a country with a relatively stable democratic transition pattern. But again, there are people who have accused Talon of high-handedness, dictatorship, even though it is said that, look, when it comes to performance, the economy has appeared a bit more stable. But again, stability in terms of the economy in Benin Republic is saying that there are a number of people in the country who are celebrating that coup attempt. Because again, all of the so-called reforms and economic stability under Talon has not changed the living standards of the people. Now, there's a problem in West Africa. It's obvious that Guinea-Bissau, now Benin Republic, whether it succeeds or not, there are still a number of sit-like leaders in West Africa and the whole of Africa. I think the last time I checked, our friend in Uganda, Yᴏᴜᴛᴜ Museveni, he now said, this will be the last time. After this one, I'm not contesting again. And that's a man that has been in power for over 37 years. As we speak, in Central Africa, Cameroon, our neighbors.
Yes, he does.
Some of his cabinet members, they are close to his age.
No, they say that's a country of gerontocracy.
Yes, now.
Old people
people
running the government. So, making military intervention attractive. The so-called Democrats should begin to look into it. Because if they continue to, by their actions and inactions, tear down what is supposed to be the guardrails, the fabric.
By the time you remove a system that was built on people, that was built to serve people, to make the life of people better, by the time you go away from that, people will turn against you. See, any government, a civilian government that is performing, that is seen a lot.
I think we saw that.
Yes. Back. Because one thing there is that is to tell you.
And you saw the people revolt against the military and they changed them back to the barrack.
So, democracy, when people cannot get the dividend of the same democracy. What is democracy? When people cannot even put their food on the table and eat. What is democracy? Where you have to make sure that all opposition parties will not contest an election. What is in democracy? You are going to use systems to make sure there is rancor in every opposition party. Situations, they have some certain people that are sympathetic to their own situation, even in military. Number one. Number two, those guys in military, they are also citizens of that country. They know what is particular happening, and they also have the family, they have the children, that they want them to even live a very good life. But there is no food on the table of the people. That people are poor, what the opposition cannot even contest. That is another thing. Then another thing that create a room for it. Do what you're supposed to do. Follow constitutionalism. The rule of law must be very important. Don't manipulate the judiciary. And the legislative arms also in every country should also watch it. Because when the coup happens, you should know that all the political whatever is going to be suspended. So our African leaders should look inward. This is not accidental. It's because of their behaviors, their attitudes to people. They don't even care whether people exist, and that is the reason why in this kind of trouble, you will not see people rising up and supporting them. They will support military takeover if the civilian government has created room for that particular.
Well, Joseph Froncho again, whether at the level of the AU or ECOWAS, every regional bloc, when there's a military intervention, they're always quick to condemn the issue.
But they won't condemn their fellow civilians when they are doing the wrong thing.
For example, we were all watching what happened in Tanzania, where it was almost as if it was a violent, attack on the people. The opposition leaders were jailed, thrown into jail. In fact, at some point there were reports of people missing. People were taken out of
immediately they know that you are in opposition. They'll come and pick you at home.
And then towards the election, we the daughter and the son-in-law have both been given ministerial appointments, and she's still insisting that those that were killed during the unrest so, and this was a woman really.
Well, what did you expect?
In Cameroon, the 91-year-old man too has done what he needs to do. He's now in charge. He's still in charge of the country. I'm tired. And there are people who have even predicted that with Museveni, you might just find that his son or somebody close to him,
who is the leader of the army,
would emerge as the next president of the country.
Or somebody who come from nowhere.
Yes, people have said he's doing very well in Rwanda, but the opposition is saying that, look, this is
you can't stay there. He's not the only you.
He's not allowed for it's in these platforms. They are not able to say, for example, Bia, come here, Wambi. Why are you doing this?
You want to die there?
Is it about sovereignty that we must not interfere in what people are doing in their country? But when there's an attempted coup or a coup, they are the first
press release
making comments without calling themselves to order until these things now happen.
I think they've been sincere to every one of us. The EU, ECOWAS, they've been sincere because some of those individuals, when they are in the position of those, it's as if except you want to be someone.
Okay, so if you stop a man from extending his own tenure,
yes,
and then you now get to the point where you want to extend.
So it will be difficult. They are sincere. So, okay, God.
So they all have it in mind.
They have it in mind. That one using the opportunity that they have. So for me, it is a thing of the mind because look at your school, LASU. I know this man, Professor Olaruwaju. They say when it was a VC of unity, he had opportunity. They have opportunity to say, okay, go for another. Is it 4 years? Say the man say no. The one I have done
is enough.
Is enough. Let another person come and continue from where I stopped. If it is some people, they will go and buy super glue, buy how do you call it? They make sure that security agencies in those countries are more political than be professional in their job.
They do their job.
Yes, because if they know now that you have done this, will face the consequence of what you have done. They will discipline themselves, but they are sure that they carry all the security agency along, and that is why, even though when they go to court and come out with some frivolous judgment or banding the opposition, those one they only have easy route to do whatever thing that they want to do.
Yeah, Barrister, we're going to say something.
I'm in the studio now. Somebody just sent me a message.
Yes.
He said the worst form of democracy is better than the best military system of government.
Yeah, that's what we have always been saying.
This is the lie that they have told them.
Which infrastructure?
Democracy is not about building infrastructure.
Even the infrastructure, let's take it. The best infrastructure we have in Nigeria, who built it?
People need to understand that democracy is a system of rules that allows the people to form a government, run the government by themselves,
secure their destiny
and for their own purpose.
Yeah.
It's not about the infrastructure. If you talk about the infrastructure, the military builds infrastructure faster.
But yes, now
they build shaky infrastructure.
Look at Nigeria.
There was a reason why we said enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Yes.
Not because they were not even building infrastructure.
It's not even about infrastructure.
Even they will obey the law. They will obey court judgment.
Nigeria, for instance.
Yeah.
The refineries in Nigeria were built by the military. All the refineries.
And under the civilian regime, they are not working.
They are not working.
We are not able to buy one
around anyone.
Anyone.
So it's about infrastructure. What are we saying?
The third mainland.
Who maintain it?
Look, most of our infrastructure.
Key ones.
Mega ones. So what you can call legacy projects. Yes.
They've been talking about fourth mainland since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
We can't even look. We can't even create a local government under the so-called civilian government.
Yes, the military was able to create states, create local government, you know.
All the states that we have today were created by the military.
Fuad, the schools. Let me start from public primary school. Let me talk about Lagos here. I was born, raised in Lagos here. Fuad, immediately after they took over from WG=KK in Lagos here, you know that was the reason why we are now having 2-story building in public primary school. You know, before the normal setting of Jakonde, just downstairs, bungalow style and all those stuff. Those schools are the schools that we are still using.
Form of democracy that is worse than a military regime.
Yes.
Maybe he needs to know.
You think every contraction that allows some bandits, economic bandits, to gather themselves
and the name of democracy,
the country is better than a military regime? No, I think this is the mindset that Africans must remove.
Yes.
No, maybe
that's why we keep having this problem.
So that people don't misunderstand you.
Yes.
And you've said that, look, democracy is not necessarily about infrastructure because, look, there are countries that don't even practice democracy.
And they are doing well.
And they have the best of infrastructure in the world. They practice monarchy, all manner of things.
Then they tell you about federalism and unitary.
But
majority of the countries in the world practice unity.
And they are doing well.
They are doing fine.
And they are doing well. So, but when we talk about us practicing democracy, can we please educate the people on what the attraction should be? Why should we say, okay, we want to practice democracy? What is in democracy that people must understand?
So, this is the key thing about democracy. Of course, on the people.
On the people.
Their welfare. If you go to our constitution, section 14 is there. The welfare and security of the people.
It's paramount.
In this country today, it took a foreign power threatening Nigeria before our leaders woke up to do with the economic prosperity
of the people.
Do we have a system that is built on the welfare of the people? Do we have a system whereby both the children of the poor and the rich can afford to go to school?
Can aspire.
In other parts of the world, from primary school to secondary school, is free.
Free. And qualitative.
Qualitative education. Now, do we have a system whereby a poor man and a rich man commit the same offense, they end up in the same place? Can with his talent be elected to an office?
Or get a job.
Without godfatherism and
it's
whatever.
Not democracy when one man sits in a place and
pick everybody.
There are those that I want to run for offices.
And he's able to do it as godfathers.
That's not democracy.
No, they will tell you, in democracy it doesn't matter, godfatherism.
Or democracy in a situation in which you will see some certain people committed the same offense. Look at the one of money spraying. no matter the name people want to give Bobrisky, no matter the kind of thing, at least he was sent to jail.
Yes.
But we saw the same week somebody committed the same offense.
Not on the sons of the.
That one is the same offense. The same offense.
I remember you posted
and that one is democracy.
When it comes to even opportunities, because again, MPC.
They don't advertise it.
They won't advertise it.
Recruitment into the army. Where we will go and
that people have to go and die.
I've already indicated my interest. I want to join the army now.
I know you. You are too old to do that.
No, Ogafwa, the danger of forcing people to join the security.
It's even a democracy that the votes of the people do not count.
You don't count.
So,
what is it? What makes you different from say military regime?
Elected by the people.
Suddenly becomes a multi-millionaire.
Becomes a multi-millionaire.
Begins to own hotels, buildings. I know the sad part of people who pretend about these things. They know. We see it. They live amongst us.
What is talk? How is that kind of democracy better than a military regime? At least the military exercise more discipline. You can say they are corrupt.
Of course, yes.
But if like someone
even the same corruption.
Like somebody even said, he said the military introduced the North-South dichotomy. So if it's not a good thing, why haven't the politicians abolished it?
And
how come they cannot create a state since
because again we need to make people understand that yes, on this table we'll always say no to military intervention.
We love democracy.
Yes.
But it has to be the right democracy.
Not this contraption. One. No, this one. Not the one that is quasi. That is going to be quasi military.
I saw when you posted another fake democracy has collapsed.
Yes, it's not democracy. Because look, if these people, the so-called emergent democrats in Africa, cannot make our lives better, let's on the people. Things have got to change. Winners and losers in the economy.
For the people.
Yes.
So once I know anybody in government, I'm a winner. You don't know you are a loser. That's not how democracy works.
You know, Vice, I showed you a friend who is now very close to a top politician working for it, and we're having a debate. And I had to call Vice to say, see what I have seen. No. And this was a debate that I was so passionate about. Oh, this country must work for everybody.
You said there's no hope.
I think about this future of the country. You better go and strive for yourself and your family. I had to show it to Barrister and say,
if he can be saying that.
I say, I thought that we were all in the same vehicle and we were working towards the same mission. I never knew that to them, that part of the conversation is that these are the same type of people who are going to come on radio, come on TV, to begin to argue about the successes of the government.
Can I tell you, this is something has no hope.
Yeah.
They come out, speak in aspirational terms.
But in reality,
talk about patriotism and all of that. But they tell you.
But when you lock them down,
there's no hope. Yeah.
I told you how I attended an event. In that event, every speaker got to the rostrum, picked the microphone, praised the president to high heavens. But when they came back, you say so.
On the rostrum.
When you had the microphone, he said, now my head then go break. I want to make them break my own head. So this is the pretense that is destroying our nation. And that's why people like Ndume are very rare. Because the truth of the matter is that a democracy that does not serve the people,
what is the answer?
Is useless.
All right, it's still Political Roundtable, Milan 98.3 FM. Because of time, let's quickly go into the second issue. Here you have former Senate leader Ndume has appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to withdraw the list of Nigerians. That the appeal was based on his observation that the list, as presently composed, breaches the federal character principle enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. I want to try and bring out what he said he noticed again to back up his point. And he said that, look, he said that, look, his argument stemmed from the fact that while certain states have 3 and 4 nominees each, but Taba
died in July,
and he still made the list.
So the
list in December,
the list was prepared long ago.
In December,
if it had to take Ali Ndume again, Barrister Curtis, take us through how big the presidency is.
Look, I think the president is
to make this kind of error.
The presidency is as big as the president wants it to be.
In terms of operations,
in every administration, you have key people who understand the desire of the president and the goals he wants to achieve. How many names did we find on that list of ambassadors? How many names? So it's just a basic.
There's no official.
You have so many people
to them that the man is.
There must be an official letter, so there was no check and recheck.
Didn't you talk to the people you want to make ambassadors?
Ambassadors?
Didn't you seek for their consent? The president doesn't have to call anybody. But the minister
That's what I'm saying.
of foreign
The
affairs,
backroom staff, the chief of staff, the secretary to the government.
Look, need to be ambassador. What is your take on it? Do you want to serve as an ambassador? But because they know most Nigerians are hungry for appointment, they don't bother to even consult any
Small things lead us into not focusing on the bigger things.
Yes. So,
You know, yeah, I'm with you, yes. That the Northeast has 7 nominees on the list, while the Southwest zone, and then the South has 12.
well, I have a problem with his logic,
With these numbers.
and I'll tell you why. Nigeria is not organized on zones.
Okay.
Yes, we recognize that based on the work Lɪධᴇ made, the former vice president, and Coup did,
Yes.
that they divided Nigeria into 6
Six
we
zones.
talk about ethnic groups and the states.
States, not in zoning.
Not in, we are not, Nigeria is not organized on zones.
On zones,
Constitutionally.
Yes, constitutionally. Yes, we talk about. Okay, now and that's why he mentioned the case of Gombe. When you look at, because you see, even the numbers
States, yeah.
6, and they have 14, 15
15 nominees, yeah.
which can come from 3 states.
We can come to the 3 states. Now you go to the northwest. Northwest is the only zone in the country with 7 states, but they have 5 states.
5 states. So that means it could mean that each state in the Southeast has even more than those that have 7.
Or you have more people coming from Hope
From Hope.
Or come from one
So
state.
it could even be lopsided state by state.
State by state,
Because
yes.
if you say 13 from a region,
Eh,
from a zone,
yes.
you are not even
is alluding to here is that Mr. President should take a second look at that list. President of Nigeria, by whatever logic you adopt, this, do you understand? And you are supposed to make this appointment on the basis of states and ethnic groups.
And then the groups.
Like in Benue, what I have seen so far, the ambassador nominees are from one part of the state. This is what we see. So, and it's like that all over the country. Once you have your people in government, all the appointees from that, the late Senator Garba
Taba, yes.
somebody nominated him.
I still kept it on the list.
I still kept him on the list. You know?
Even when he died in
but
July.
equally
But in terms of the number, I think more in terms of the people that should sit on a list like this. You know, we've also seen a lot of reversals. You know,
You not seen a ministerial appointee.
pardons.
List
Even
of
the
pardons.
pardons,
Even a ministerial appointee that get to where he's going to be, and they said they've removed his name, name from the list.
You know why things like this happen? There are no clear standards or metrics. People just bring the names of those that they want. Look at what happened in the ministerial thing. That Mary and Shetty,
yeah. Well, she got there.
the former chairman
Said
of the
no.
party and the leader of Kano.
So it can't be. This can't be
Says
my Kano.
This
nominee
cannot be a nomination
from Kano.
We don't
And
know
then
that.
the thing was withdrawn. The way you witness the one of Lagos State.
You know, the challenger for instead of doing the work,
The
that
work
he has
is also
now,
going political.
he think, okay, this opportunity for me to become a governor or to succeed the president or to become a senator, he will leave the first assignment. So there will be a lot of home go.
But Barrister, like Joseph is saying, there are people who have said that, look, you would have to give it to Fashola when it was get people who can really do the real work.
That you will not even
One of the
see their
things-
faces. eh.
One of the things that Obasanjo did,
Yeah.
the chief of
Staff.
staff who are not interested in running for office,
Who want
all
to just do the
administrators,
job.
They don't even want to be seen. They're just basically head of.
Yeah.
Every visit by a foreign president has the chief of staff standing with the president. That in every democracy, either for whatever reason, rely so much on these unelected people to the point that these unelected people become the problem of the government. Led by anybody are the ones who don't care more about the people.
The people.
It's about, this is our opportunity and we're going to do whatever we want to do. Now, head was little. How many people could put a face
To
his name?
to his name.
Mohammed. I think the first time that we began to hear about the office of the chief of, you know, he was also
And then this other man that died under
Abakari.
Buhari, Abakari.
Open.
But
Open.
not as feasible
But-
as the current one.
But when Abakari came in, in fact, he became more powerful than his
Than the
own president.
Yes.
Yeah, to the extent that people say he was.
Traveling.
And that, the height of it all was when he was also the one put in charge of the Siemens deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
In a deal
He called
where you had the
the
minister
shot.
of
He
power.
called the shot.
Now,
And
you know, for me, I think the challenge we'll be having in Nigeria is they will give people position. They did not school them. They surround the president
chief
or
of
the
staff
governor.
is the gatekeeper of the president. Opportunity for people to see the president. The problem starts when the chief of staff, Abakari, after his passing, normalcy again.
Return.
to
And
the
he withdrew
president.
from the political scene.
Yes, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just doing
He
his
was
thing.
just there to help the president.
Okay, that this is the first time we are going to have a political president.
Yeah, the president can be political.
No, I'm coming.
But he has
no,
the
no, no, no,
ability to
no.
choose people
No. When
who
you are
gonna
no,
help
no,
him do
the
job.
word political
Yes.
means that he is a president that wants to involve in any politics that happen across the state, across the local government of the nation.
Yes.
You are not a governor of a state.
Yes.
Everything that happened across the 36, at the same time he didn't pay attention to details. Look, and you leave a state like Gombe, one state out of that one. Another one again is it, how can you appoint somebody that have died in July last 2 weeks? So
again,
it shows that what those people working with the government, working with the president, chief of staff, secretary to the federal government, more than
That's even the problem.
You know, Trump's first term,
Yes.
as first chief of staff, Reince previous, lasted for only 7 months.
Don't come out.
John Kelly came, stayed like 2 years. Mick Mulvaney, less than 1 year, and McMeadows.
It's the level of stability,
you
yeah.
hardly hear about Susan Wise
Because she's just
she's focused.
based on what they promised to the people.
Gatekeeper. That's exactly. And ensure that the government is organized, ensure that the president can deliver on the promise to the people. That's exactly what is lacking in our country.
Because
right
again,
now.
that
somebody that committed murder that has not even
Start politician. If you look at
It-
how will an NS say?
what do you want to do?
What about the police commissioner in Niger State who is saying that no children were
No children were
Kidnap.
kidnapped.
Until when the
because-
reality
when they are running after this particular
discuss Osun politics, because we've pattern before barrister.
yes now
You know, the people who attribute the failure of the AP, even if Adeleke was going to win, that was just helped him. In fact, one of the allegations against WG=SOᴛsAᴘᴘ till today that led to his dismissal from the party was this problem. He's now left the PDP. It's a political orphan as we speak. Most likely,
Party
he's
now.
not sponsored as it is.
Yes.
Yeah. He's not sponsored by any party.
but and
Yes.
he won't be the only
The Bayelsa governor did it for some.
Bayelsa also did it so
You know,
there is
so-
a precedent.
as we speak,
He has written it.
and he only presented it in December.
He has written it on ground.
I don't know. So it's your backdated. Now, for Omisore is complaining that look, how do you have 9 aspirants and you disqualify 7, and only brought out 2?
Yeah,
And Omisore is alleging that this is the handwork of Oyetola, who has an interest. He doesn't want to run himself, but he has a chosen candidate, and the only way is to muscle others out of the primaries by disqualifying them, because he knows that look, an open primaries will never see his candidate set up to say, look, tell me why I have to be disqualified. And if nothing is happening,
But they told him already. They said he couldn't muster 5 members
parts of the yes
from each local government to nominate
to
him.
nominate him, yes.
And he said that's not true.
True.
That he actually got more than that number.
The former secretary,
I-
general secretary of the party.
I
And
think
you know,
that-
Omisore with
I think
his
that-
strength in the Osun politics.
I think Omisore did not read the room well.
Say they don't really want
He
him.
knew. Why did he lose his seat in the national party?
Talk
Cabal?
about-
I mean, if you don't want somebody,
Let it be defeated,
let them have an open primary. Let everybody go
In that community,
or you outside.
or someone has the
in Benin
code.
Republic now. You've disqualified opposition.
Yes.
In Osun, you
Somebody-
disqualify people
See,
at the level of the party.
That somebody has the code to the estate and he gives you before you can accept. Problem is here. This is all a game. And the game.
Barrister.
Not in Nigeria.
Listen, the president has nothing to lose if Adeleke is returned.
Return his seat in
Don't
Osun.
forget that Adeleke has been going on pilgrimage.
Barrister, if it is true, this to disqualify 7 out of 9 in that party,
The reason is that if you allow Adeleke to come into that party,
APC, yes.
that again, someone who is going to be weak. The president also is aware that there is this one-party state.
Okay.
In other political parties, an apostle for the president, and he said he was going to deliver the state to the president. That is not so, but it's going to be real war. Before Jonathan became the governor of Bayelsa State,
Yes.
there was Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ
Yes.
who kept fighting to be governor.
Governor, yes.
And one expected that when Jonathan was moved to
To
succeed
succeed
in the
you.
state, he said Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ is too powerful. If he becomes the governor, I'm going to lose the state completely. And that's how Timi the governor. And thereafter, Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ tried again and tried, and up to today, he never became governor. So, something like that. They know that Omisore is an old force.
And,
Don't forget
and then
that-
making him handing over the state
We
structure
are
to
not
him.
even
Yeah.
thinking that- He is the leader of APC in the state. He may not be the governor, But he's the leader of APC in
But-
Osun
but-
State.
And that's the ears of the
He
president.
has the ear of the president.
But they are now of the same party.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If your cousin is a criminal, won't you be afraid of him that even though you have of the same blood, he can kill you?
I will be afraid though.
No, but Oga Fuad, but for me, the governor of Osun State looking at a part of Accord. If you look at
Accord party.
if you look at Accord deep,
Party, yes.
they are equally like 5 and 5 or 5 and 6 with some guys in APC.
APC.
So he's coming through Accord like very.
Okay, prediction.
Yes.
He wins on the ticket of Accord.
Then-
Then the next week.
He defects to the APC.
Some certain member of APC in Osun State will have been thinking that, oh, this is the best time.
People like Gajibola Bashiru,
This is first time that.
yes.
Okay, now. You know, we said that 3 things
Or maybe they present multiple candidates.
or multiple candidates. Pick the party we want to run.
In Abuja. There was this boisterous
Yes,
feel.
now. And they are
In
even
fact,
loaded.
the guys that at the next meeting of Accord, they were so
Please, Accord.
Remember in Delta? Remember when they were campaigning? They were suddenly was a capital letter.
Don't forget that.
so the Accord party now has become
So I don't forget in Lagos State,
Yeah.
even Accord played the same role. Especially
He went to the Accord
on ground
party.
in this so and we want to
But
see.
we have seen it all over the state, in Enugu, in all
Eh,
the
but
places.
but you know,
where
they are paid setter states.
Listen, yes.
It was duly sacrificed.
So now that the governor would have, we show that.
No, but that judgment have of local government to the court.
To institute the case.
That should have come together.
So again, people have said the judgment appeared in two ways. It depends on interpretation. Yes, the Attorney General should not have withheld
Judgment.
The technical, but
You remember when the president as governor of Lagos created LCDA?
yes, LCDs,
And they withhold the
and
funds.
they said it was inchoate.
Yeah,
the process was
the
inchoate.
president lacks power to withhold the
But
funds.
Ambassadorial should not have withheld the funds.
Withheld the funds, but they
Held on to their money. In Osun State, it was wrong to have held on to their money, but the courts should not have been sued.
Yeah, sure. Another thing again
I don't
is
know
that
if 50-50 judgment. Again, just pick anyone you like.
the 50-50 judgment is when they give judgment. The language they use is such that the two parties can interpret
Funds.
You
Because
know
again,
that
the
the money-
tenure of the
they
elected
go down
chairman
finish am.
have
continuously lives in disobedience of
denied them their money as by this ruling of the court.
the money will soon be released.
this is to sole administrator. Talk less of a civilian
But
government.
don't you think that these things are done deliberately?
Yes,
You know, we talked about
but we
this
know now-
Supreme Court judgment of financial authority
are almost at the threshold of 2/3 of the constitution.
as it is now.
And that the president can strategically win people like Soludo and Co.
Yes,
and
no.
then do a proper,
Proper local government
When are we
autonomy.
going to have our state police?
Leave that one.
Let's
Even
say-
some of this judgment again, for me,
It's
some
in
of
the
this
pipeline.
judgment, the 50-50 judgment, we now put the security agency like on.
as people go to court to challenge their elimination or whatever it is.
Disqualification and what have you, yes.
This judgment will come. INEC will be
That
confused.
your disqualification.
So Ane could now pick the one that
no,
he likes.
what they would have said is that the disqualification is incorrect, but the courts cannot interfere in party decision. Party decision. Okay, we don't do.
You see, you know, the current governor of Akwa Ibom said something. I don't want to win, and I'm told that the faction of the party
They are nominated.
presented me. Not
So he was talking about the 50-50 judgment. 136000410. Hello, good evening.
I just want to talk about Edo State. You see, that was how you people started.
Yes, but don't pay for there.
That man, in fact, is just bringing shame to us. You came, you say, if you don't wear to what this time.
He's from
It's from
Edo.
Edo now.
Barrister Curtis. Now, if they ask me this kind of question,
I'm just feeling your leg.
okay.
Why not?
These are people who
But he said the senior president should help them to bring him now.
cannot something Barrister said. The man is still, he still needs to sit down. And you are always here. You look at the way he talks with aggressiveness, just as if
I say, may
he's not the governor. My own worry is democracy, which you people have said. This democracy, I always refer to Fashoda when he was supposed to do 110. And he was just busy doing his governorship, and then everybody said he must come for second term. Even Bola Ahmed Tinubu could not stop him. Because if he had tried to stop him, then that would have been the end of, he would not have been the president today. Let us practice democracy. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like with all that people are thinking of.
All right.
The campaign vehicle of Tinubu has come out now. These things, they are secondary to me.
All right.
We need democracy.
Thank you so much, Pastor Ambrose. Hello, good evening. From Sabon.
Yeah, if you remember, on the 1st of August this year, the military taking over. Because why? Because the democracy we are yearning for some years ago, we didn't see that type of democracy. That is why.
Hear you, please. Do well to call us back. Hello, good evening.
That's right.
Yes, hello, good evening.
I get you.
I greet you too.
Barrister, I get you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Please, you need to allow barrister to take a position and not mainland FM's position. Please allow him. He wants to take a position. I will hold him.
Which position is that?
Yeah, on the issue of military. Yeah, because his analysis. Let me say this position. I mean, within his inner mind, though, with the conscience. Yes. He is almost suggesting, and you just interjected.
Make it very clear to you.
You interfere.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
listen to him now.
Listen to me.
Okay, sir.
I support democracy. Most fair.
And make
Democracy
something
possible for
unattractive
those who are interested in the military
to be able to do it.
To be able to do
You wanted to say
It
something.
is still the same.
a democracy that is not democracy is no better than military.
Yes.
Is that one clear again? Or you never clear?
Against whatever they are doing. Can you please cite it, sir? Because
Those who violate the constitution, as Democrats or military people, are committing the same crime.
Right, sir. You can't help but. Are they not different from? How are they different?
But
from
why is it different?
I mean, I just want to talk about the chief of staff. Like a chief of staff in constitution. It just looking like a time when Bola Ahmed Tinubu won this election. He nominates one person as chief of staff. He nominates another one. It's the duplication of office for these guys. And these guys are not even constitutional. They are sitting down there and they are taking money from the coffee. These are the issues. And we have many lawyers, even including the lawyer that is sitting down in your office there. Why can a group of lawyers or NBA taking the government from the local government to the state government, people are sitting down? But I mean, I will not say anything.
The office of the first lady is not recognized by the constitution.
Their function in the office there.
Yeah.
If it is something that is to the state government in the constitution.
So this one of pushing everything back to us. There's nothing even stopping a private citizen from going to court on this same matter. Yeah, it doesn't have to.
But then the court will tell
Hello,
you,
good evening.
You don't have a local
Good evening.
standard.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes.
But you people are getting
There's no light. Small light like this. Tinubu will not give us. I don't know what he's doing.
Please go on.
No light, I beg. Barrister, when you were talking about democracy, you forgot to mention that the another fundamental during democracy. So I say, if you don't vote for our candidate, if you don't vote for, go to your or even a military rule. When people will carry broken bottles and tell you go to your state and vote. If you don't vote for our candidate, now their candidate is ruling and they are all crying, including me. You understand? So they should know that democracy does not mean that people should be dictating who will vote for. That is anonymous. We know him. He's an APC supporter. We know.
Thank you, Kamilina. Hello, good evening.
I'm so sorry, Ogafoa. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, my name is Austin, calling from a Roundtable, or whether they succeed or not.
Yeah.
And so many other platforms carry the news. So I went through the comment. This is my case.
Okay.
It's the sign. Look, they keep saying the economy is growing, but the people are not feeling it. It's a sign. Seeing people supporting such things shows that a lot of people are even praying that these things will happen in Nigeria. So what I'm saying in essence is that I mean, how can you be campaigning when the campaign has not opened? Even the president is silent about this campaign issue. Go to Tᴜɪ̀紛ᴛᴇʀ Bridge, you will see it happen. So how again in those days? How is it today?
He said no, say again. No,
the U.S. delegation to Nigeria just arrived.
Good evening.
By more.
Yeah, right.
Good evening. From beginning, you talk say
Adeleke is political orphan.
We don't know the papa before, but now the thing on the show say
somebody don't claim Mama. See,
we've talked about it.
I don't know. For me personally, Madam Salau.
Now, constitutional matter. Now, waiting constitutional talk.
Constitutional matter, but we are after excellence. That is why I have problem with appointing Musa as a Minister of Defense instead of
better.
I'm not the one.
Yes, better, excellently better. But you know what?
Musa any chance? He doesn't believe he can perform. He's always talked about
staff.
That nothing really happened.
The last few weeks, even before, you see that he positioned himself in the media.
Positioning. Yes, it's better now.
No, thank you very much. You see, I don't know much about the military government. I've never benefited from anything from government. Like I talked to you, Sabongeri market right now. I can point about 2 or 3 things that was put in place by the military government, but since 1999, I've never seen anything that this civilian government have put in place that I was the head of it, and Sanabaka was the head of it. How many times did they travel out of the country? Yes, that Tinubu became the president of Nigeria, has traveled more than 37 times in the name of investors. Where are the investors? Where are the money that used to travel to? The number of president is not is not recognized by law. It's not there.
That's the point.
He has their policemen more than it has his police. The police.
We think
this coup attack our military, who are so patriotic enough. Calling for them to take over. But even that we have a good military.
Nobody wants
to. My people.
Okay, I purposely took your call so that I can, because you've been calling.
I know.
Chap. Hello.
With you. Democracy has come to stay.
Okay.
No any alternative, because I want my view to be here. In order to improve, we the people, we need to wake up. Look, this democracy, we don't have it as part of gold. How do we protect it? If we people wake up, honestly, politicians, their days are numbered, and they are very few. Any alternative?
All right, thank you.
And let me say amen
to that,
to your prayers. I also want democracy. I think there's nobody in the studio here who wants a military government.
Of course.
What you guys are misreading is what we are saying, and that is to simply say the government should make it impossible,
unattractive,
for them to even think of it.
Military becomes attractive.
Yeah,
that's what we are saying, and that's what
is happening. And that's what
we have to talk about sovereignty. When the American threatened us, people are saying sovereignty. But here we start threatening Niger Republic.
We know sovereignty there. Now somebody has thanked us for supporting Benin Republic.
Yes.
We've forgotten about sovereignty in Benin Republic. Saluting us from Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ and the Coup. Honestly, the attitude of our politicians and their lack of concern for the people institutions need to be built and strengthened before power is handed back to the politicians. I just hope our leaders, particularly Nigerian politics, Sonny saying we can condemn the coup in Benin Republic. We won't see citizens support coup as well. Democracy without democracy in Nigeria. There's no difference between the military and the current democracy we are running. The difference from come not until the president term. As for Ndume, if what he said was true, Tinubu should withdraw that list. We can't continue Buhari's legacy. Owondo Austin say good evening for and crew. Obaseki will join APC very soon. The present governor does not know what he's doing. Is that possible, Barrister Curtis? Obaseki joining the APC?
Nothing is impossible with Nigerian politicians. And when he joins the APC, Jaoba saying Tinubu should send our military to Benin Republic. Okay, thank you. We have our own problem here. And their impunity may be a pointer for military incursion to governance. Onoto Itemi if the government is on their led. We have Prince close neighbor. These very with the constituent of composition. Nigeria is a good example. Imagine the one-side African leaders. He talked about Theodore Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, Equatorial Guinea. His son is vice president.
Who has been in power since 1979 and has ruled for 46 years. Paul Biya of Cameroon, who has been in power since 1982. Yᴏᴜᴜ Museveni, who has been in power since 1986. And a long list of African seat-type leaders. We also worry about that. Okay, let me see another message here. Abdurafiu Alabalakpe, Mr. Fwa, you forgot to mention that Nigeria sent a fighter jet to Benin. Yeah, we saw that report. But again, you know, things are happening very fast. I'm sure by tomorrow morning we have a more rounded, more detailed update on what has happened in Benin Republic and the role the Nigerian government has played. Yes.
Again, let's be clear here. Nobody supports a military regime. However, if the conditions that promote military regime continue to exist in Africa,
it may just be.
We are going to have it.
And it's unfortunate.
Look at what happened
very
in
unfortunate.
Madagascar,
Yeah.
in Gabon, in Niger, in
Guinea-Bissau,
in Burkina Faso. All this within 5 years of leadership. You know?
Yes.
Democracy is very fragile.
Very, very fragile.
Extremely fragile. It needs to be tended to.
And we should not be delusional about it.
Yes.
Democracy in Africa is in trouble. Thank you so much, Barrister Curtis Arigba, for the brilliant analysis. Thank you so much. The Agege man, we hope Agege is peace and safe at this time. You don't want to look at the time, or is it that you...
This one rests our leader, President Muhammadu Buhari.
Is that why you are dressed like this?
Yes, that's why we are dressed like this.
So what do we have for today?
So today we are discussing when pressure begets greed, where usually does it lead a marriage to?
When pressure begets greed.
Yes.
Which pressure? Financial pressure or which pressure?
What other pressure is
No,
bigger?
give us an example.
Okay, we'll leave it for the marital matters to sort out. This is how we call it today, Political Roundtable, Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll do this again next week.